Um, I see the picture with uh, the room and apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yes, and I think the the line liver. Yes, the person liver. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
really.
Thank you. So we can see an apartment in a high-rise building, and we can see a standalone house. Nhi, where would you prefer to live? In an apartment or in a house?
I prefer to live in a house, but it is very. It, if you want to have a house, you need to have a lot of money, and I don't have enough money to park a house. So now I am living in an apartment.
I see. Thank you. Yeah, we all have different preferences and different financial means to afford to live or choose to live in an apartment or a house. 1 second. 1, 2, 3. So who else do we have? Tuini, Jasmine, Tam, and Lynn. Excellent. So in today's lesson, we will listen to different people discuss where to live. So have a look here. What's the difference between the way she lives and the way they live? Jasmine, what do you think? What's the difference between these photos?
Uh, the picture one, a woman is living alone, while picture two, they are sharing a place.
Exactly. Jasmine, what do you prefer? Do you prefer living alone or sharing?
I enjoy living alone
Oh, why?
because I want to be private and I feel comfortable when I live alone.
Oh, we will usually say instead of I want to be private, you can say I like my privacy and personal space. Yeah, me too. I also like my privacy and my personal space.
Okay.
Thank you. Uh-huh. And Tam, what do you think? What's the difference between living alone and sharing?
Yeah, I think uh, living alone is inexpensive, and but if I live alone, I feel like lonely. I feel sad uh, when I need to help, but nobody uh, can help me. Uh, but sharing a place with other people, um, uh, we can share the bills and chores, and
Thank you.
we help each other when we need we need a
Uh,
help. Yeah, yes.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, Tam is right. If you like having company, you might feel lonely and sad if you live alone. Yeah, it's nice to have company. Thank you. So, we'll look at some useful vocabulary today, grammar, and also listen to a conversation about where to live. And to begin with, I have a few words for you. Lane, can you read these words for us?
Yes, afford, renting, apartment, hunting, studio, apartment, live alone. Share a room. Share bills.
Live alone. Live alone.
Live alone.
Thank you. Thanks for your help. And let's have a look at this first sentence. Tui, which word do you think we need here? My son?
Yes, my son will probably spark Lylan next month. He needs to find a place to live near his university.
Yeah, you could say he will start living alone, but if we want,
Yeah.
we need to be more specific. Find a place. He will start doing what? Apartment?
Apartment hunting.
Apartment hunting. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I have 6 more sentences for you. I've just sent you the task. You see this pop-up window, and I'll give you 1.5 seconds to fill in the gaps. So I'll count to 3. 1, 2, and 3. And don't forget to send your answers. Let's see what we've got. Well done. Excellent. Ni, read sentence number 1.
Yes, you may feel lonely if you live alone.
Jasmine, number 2.
Number 2, renting a house downtown will definitely be convenient for me because it's close to my office.
Thank you. Tam, next one.
Yes, Trudy and her roommates share the
Definitely.
bills. Each person pays for part of the monthly
Definitely.
cost.
Good. Lynn, number 4.
Just and a wing. Share a room. They may not have a lot of space, but they could save some money.
Thank you. Tui, next one.
My family is living in a studio apartment. There is one single room and one bathroom.
And Ni, last one.
People need to have a well-paid job so they can afford an apartment in a big city.
Excellent. So, Tui, do you prefer to live alone or share space with other people?
Yes, I refer to share a place with other people because it helps me saving money and foreign and that if please I got will have me a lot of fun and maybe cook together, cooking together, and sometime this kid and this girl some another
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Thank you. Yeah, living together, sharing a place definitely has some benefits. We don't usually say share money, but we will say share rent and bills to save money. Share rent and bills. Thanks for sharing your opinion. So here we have apartment hunting, live alone, rent, roommate, share the bills, chores, rent, share room, studio apartment, afford. Lane 1 and 2.
Apartment hunting. Live alone.
Live.
Live.
Tam.
I read 2 words of
3 and 4.
Yeah.
Next ones.
yes, rent, roommate.
Thank you. Jasmine 4 and 5. Sorry, 5 and 6.
Share the bills. Joris. Share a room.
Thank you. Ni
Joris.
7 and 8.
Studio apartment. Afford.
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 Thank you. And Tui 2 and 7.
Yes, live alone, studio apartment.
Good. So now let's decide on the level of certainty. If somebody says, my son will probably start apartment hunting next month, Ni, are they very sure or almost sure?
I think it's almost sure.
Thank you. Jasmine, read next one. Renting?
Renting a house downtown will definitely be convenient for me.
Are you very sure or possible?
It is very sure.
Thank you. Tam, next one.
Yeah, you might
Definitely.
feel lonely if you live alone. I think it's possible.
Correct.
Definitely.
Lynn, last one.
They may not have a lot of space, but they could save some money. Is possible.
Possible. Well done. So, Tui, if we want to say that something is possible, what words can we use? Tui?
Was possible with my course my not yeah my not one yeah.
Correct. Ni, if we want to say that we are almost sure, what words will we use?
Almost sure we need use properly.
Will probably or probably won't. Correct. And Jasmine, What do we say for very sure?
We use will, definitely, and definitely won't.
Thank you. Now
Definitely.
let's practice.
Definitely.
Do you think you'll move to a different home in the future? For example, for me, I will definitely move to a different home in the future. I hate living in the same country. I move countries every 5 years, and I will definitely move to Spain by the end of this year. Lynn, how about you? Do you think you'll move to a different home in the future?
I think yes, I do. I think I move a different home in the future.
Sorry for interrupting. I will definitely, or I will probably move.
I think it's now
Definitely.
probably.
So you're quite sure. So you can say, I think I will probably. Please continue. Yeah. I think.
I think I probably move to a different home in the future.
Why?
Because now I want to apply near my work.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I will probably. Well done. Tam, do you think you might live in a different country one day?
No, I may not. I might not live in another country one day because I live in Ho Chi Minh City. I have a stable job, a good job. I have a good job, so yeah, I think I might not. I might not. Yeah.
What kind of
I
place do
may
you
not,
think you
or
might
I
live in?
might. I might not. Might not.
Yeah, might not.
Thank you. Nee, what kind of place do you think you might live in the next 10 years?
I think I may live in a house in my village, my hometown. It will nearby the river. It's a small house, but I want to have a garden be in front of the house.
Thank you so much. So it's near the river and you'll have a
Yes.
garden. Sounds lovely. Thank you, Nee. So now let's go back to the topic of this lesson, some advantages and disadvantages of living alone or with roommates. Jasmine, what are some advantages of living alone?
I think the advantages are, firstly, when I live alone, I have a private space and I feel freedom. Secondly, because I'm an introvert, so I enjoy quiet. I don't like noise. Uh, yes, that's all.
Thank you. Well done. Yeah, it's nice. I think it's at times it's nice when it's quiet in the house. And Tui, what are some disadvantages of living alone?
This one stick. Living alone, you s- spend a lot of money for the rent. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Mm, uh, and if we feel uh, um, sad and nobody to help. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, so no emotional support. Yeah, if you're on your own. Nee, what are some advantages of living with roommates?
I think uh, if you live with roommates, you can save money, um, and roommate can share the bills and share the homework in your house. Um, when you have emotional support, especially when you sick, or when you need to support.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah, we say share housework. Homework is what kids get at school, so we share housework. And Tam, what are some disadvantages of living with roommates?
Yes, I think uh, mm, living with roommates, disadvantages of living with roommates are they are I will have no privacy space, quiet space, yeah, mm, uh, noisy, very noisy. And if somebody is untidy, messy, I feel angry. I feel no happy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Messy housemates. Yeah, so you have no privacy and it's noisy and messy. Thank you. Now, we're going to focus on our next listening task. And first, where are some steps that we need to follow? Our first step is read the sentences and underline the keywords. For example, for number 1, Ashley, finding a place. We might hear unhappy, uncertain, but we might also hear some other words like don't know. The next one, Brava, friends, and housework. We might hear words like do, don't, but we might also hear words like share. So now we need to listen for the first part.
We graduate this summer, Ashley. I'm going to start apartment hunting. Where do you think you might live next year?
Oh, I don't know. I want a job in finance, so maybe I'll live in an apartment near the financial district.
Lane, what do you think about Ashley? Is she unhappy or is she uncertain?
Sorry, I don't listen. Nin-
You didn't catch it. You didn't catch it. So let me play it again.
Oh, I want a job in finance.
Where do you think you might live next year?
Oh, I don't know.
So she said, oh, I don't know. So, what do you think the right answer will be?
I think it's B.
She used words
B,
like,
B, B.
I don't know, maybe. So, the answer is?
It answer is B.
She's uncertain. Thank you. Now, I'll play the next part.
Near the financial district. If I don't find a job, I won't be able to afford it. And I might still be at home with my mom and dad. And that's fine. I like living with them.
You could live with a friend. My brother and a couple of friends rent an apartment together. They have their own bedrooms, and they share a living room, kitchen, and bathroom. They share the bills and the chores.
I'd like to have
Bathroom. They share the bills and the chores.
Tam, what do you think the answer is for number 2?
Yes, number 2. My answer is A. Do. Because I listen. They share the bills and chores. Yes, chores synonym to housework.
Well done. Thank you. Yeah, so we heard share the bills. So the answer is do housework together. So share the chores. Now, we are going to do practice 1. Jasmine, what are the keywords for number 1?
Keywords are apartment hunting.
Ethan is. Ni, what are the keywords for number 2?
Keyword in number 2 is Ethan, rent a place, find a good job.
And Tui, what are the keywords for number 3?
Number 3, Ashley, leaving her on.
She thinks living on her own is. So instead of nervous, you might hear words like worried. City center is the same as downtown. Comfortable, easy, nice, lonely, unhappy. Now, I will play this audio one time.
You may find something cheap outside the city, but then you have the problem of traveling into the city every day for work.
What about you?
I can't wait to have my own place. If I find a good job, I might rent a studio apartment downtown. I'd like to be downtown because I'd be close to all the restaurants and places to go.
That sounds great, but you might get lonely living alone. You should think about renting a room in a house.
Now, number 1.
You may find something cheap outside the city, but then you have the problem of traveling into the city every day for work.
What about you?
I can't wait to have my own place.
Jasmine, what do you think is the answer to number 1?
My answer is B. Excited.
Correct. I can't wait. Now, number 2.
If I find a good job, I might rent a studio apartment downtown.
Ni, what's the answer to number 2?
Number 2, I think number 8. I choose A. The city center.
Downtown or in the city center? Thank you. And last one.
I'd like to be downtown because I'd be close to all the restaurants and places to go.
That sounds great, but you might get lonely living alone.
And 2, what's the answer to number 3?
Number 3, B. Lonely alone.
Lonely.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Now, let's have a look. Nee, do you think that you'll feel lonely if you live on your own?
Yes, I will definitely be very lonely if I live alone. I can live alone because at night I can sleep alone. I feel there are a lot of ghosts beside me, and I'm so scared.
Yeah, I know how it feels. I used to be really scared staying alone at night. Uh-huh. Thank you. And Jasmine, how about you? Do you think that you'll feel lonely if you live on your own?
No. Now I am living alone, but I always focus on myself and I study and work all day. So I feel fine when I live alone. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah, a lot depends on the personality, how comfortable you are being on your own. So
You may
let's have a look at our next listening part. Tui, what are the keywords for number 1? Tui, what are the keywords for number 1?
Number 1, Ashley leaving her family.
Nee, number 2.
Number two keyword are Ethan brothers and his friends.
Jasmine, number 3.
Number three, the keywords are Ashley live with a friend.
And Tam, number 4.
Yeah, number 4 keywords are Ethan says, be hard.
Thank you. And Lynn, last one.
Keywords are Ethan leaving his family.
Thank you. So this time, I've just sent you your task. You see this pop-up window, and I will play the audio 2 times. So, number 1.
We graduate this summer, Ashley. I'm going to start apartment hunting. Where do you think you might live next year?
Oh, I don't know. I want a job in finance, so maybe I'll live in an apartment near the financial district. If I don't find a job, I won't be able to afford it. And I might still be at home with my mom and dad. And that's fine. I like living with them.
You could live with a friend. My brother and a couple of friends rent an apartment together. They have their own bedrooms, and they share a living room, kitchen, and bathroom. They share the bills and the chores.
I'd like to have roommates, but renting is so expensive. I probably won't be able to afford that.
You may find something cheap outside the city, but then you have the problem of traveling into the city every day for work.
What about you?
I can't wait to have my own place. If I find a good job, I might rent a studio apartment downtown. I'd like to be downtown because I'd be close to all the restaurants and places to go.
That sounds great, but you might get lonely living alone. You should think about renting a room in a house. And won't you miss living with your family?
I will definitely miss them, but they could come and see me. I think I might ask my brother what it's like. Maybe I could live with him.
Good idea.
Now, for the second time.
We graduate this summer, Ashley. I'm going to start apartment hunting. Where do you think you might live next year?
Oh, I don't know. I want a job in finance, so maybe I'll live in an apartment near the financial district. If I don't find a job, I won't be able to afford it. And I might still be at home with my mom and dad. And that's fine. I like living with them.
You could live with a friend. My brother and a couple of friends rent an apartment together. They have their own bedrooms, and they share a living room, kitchen, and bathroom. They share the bills and the chores.
I'd like to have roommates, but renting is so expensive. I probably won't be able to afford that.
You may find something cheap outside the city, but then you have the problem of traveling into the city every day for work.
What about you?
I can't wait to have my own place. If I find a good job, I might rent a studio apartment downtown. I'd like to be downtown because I'd be close to all the restaurants and places to go.
That sounds great, but you might get lonely living alone. You should think about renting a room in a house. And won't you miss living with your family?
I will definitely miss them, but they could come and see me. I think I might ask my brother what it's like. Maybe I could live with him.
Good idea.
Now, submit your answers. I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And let's see what we've got. Tui, what's your answer to number 1?
Yes. Number 1. Just like me.
Let's see. She said, I like living with them. So, what's the answer to number 1?
I like.
Likes.
Yes.
Ni, number 2.
Number 2, A. Share an apartment.
Correct. Jasmine, number 3.
Number 3, my answer is A.
Wants to. Good. Tam, number 4.
Yeah, number 4, I think it's the B. I choose B, traveling to work.
Correct. And Lynn, last one.
Number 5, Ethan's miss living with his family. A.
Well done. That is the right answer. Now, Tui, where do you think you'll live in the future?
I think I will live in the city, in the center of a big city in the future.
You will definitely, or you will probably live.
Because they have a lot of a small plaza and the famous school and university. Yes.
Thank you. Now, let's have a look at this conversation. And Tam, read this part.
Yeah, I think I'll definitely live with my husband near my parents' house.
Lynn?
Yes. Why is that?
Tam?
Yeah, we want to live independently, but we don't want to rent an apartment or share a house with my parents. So we decided to buy a small house nearby. How about you?
Thank you. Now, let's have a look here. Lynn, how about number 1? For example, I definitely won't live in a small town. How about you?
Um, I probably won't um live my I will probably live in a small town.
Thank you. Will probably live. Uh-huh. Jasmine, how about next one? Live in another country.
Uh, I definitely won't live in another country.
Thank you. Tam?
Yes, I will definitely live in the center of a big city.
Me too. Nee?
I mm, definitely won't live with my parents.
Yeah, I can't imagine living with mine. Tui?
Like with family or a friend. My 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 cookies.
Number 5, say once again.
I like with family or a friend. If I I might
I,
might
I
live with
might.
oh
I
live
might live.
live yes
I might live with family
yes.
or friend. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Now, I will give you 3 minutes to talk with your partners and share where you might live. So these are some of the ideas for you. I'm going to put them in the chat box and I'm going to open 2 breakout rooms. So we have Nee and Jasmine and Tam and Lynn, and I will give you 3 minutes to talk.
Hello, Jasmine.
Hi, Nhi.
Yes. Let's start. Um,
You can share
uh,
first.
in the future, I think I will definitely live in a month's house in the suburb of a big city. I probably will, or I will probably live with my husband and my daughter. Um, mm, that's all. Where do
Uh,
you
okay.
think you place in the future?
Mm. In the future, I will probably live in an apartment building. Now, I'm renting an apartment. It's quite beautiful and convenient. So, but I want my own apartment. So I hope that in the future I will have my own house. Uh, I want to decor and clean my house. Yes. But you can see nowadays the price have has rise rapidly. Uh, I'm not sure I can afford it.
But if you want, you can save money now, and I think you can afford um, all your apartment. Uh, Now I'm living in apartment because there is um, a small park. My daughter can play there. But I hope in the future I can afford a small house. It can be far off the center.
This meeting is being recorded.
Mhm. So, thanks everybody for sharing your ideas. And let's see. Jasmine, how about you? What do you think in the future? Will you live with your parents?
I definitely want live with my parents because now I live and work in Hanoi, while my parents are in the hometown. So I think in the future I will continue to live in Hanoi. So I definitely want live with my parents.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Lane, how about you in the future? Um, will you live in
Yes.
another country?
Um. Oh my God. Oh yes. Um. I live in I live in no I don't.
Countryside.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I I live in I will um I definitely want with like with my parents and
I
I
definitely won't live. Won't live.
with my parents.
Uh-huh. Okay. Ta, in the future, will you
Yeah,
live in the center of a big city?
yeah. I think I will definitely live in the center of a big city. At present, I live in Ho Chi Minh City. I with my parents. In addition, I have an apartment for renting. I bought it 3 years ago. So I think I will definitely live on my own in my apartment. Yeah, I because I want to be freedom. I want to have quiet space, yeah, to focus on my work. Yeah,
Uh-huh. In this case, we won't necessarily, I want to be freedom. You can say, I want to be independent
yeah,
and
yeah,
have personal space.
yeah,
Personal
yeah. I
space.
got it.
Uh-huh. Thank you. And Nee, how about you? In the future, will you live in an apartment building?
Um, in the future, I probably will live in probably once live in an apartment buildings. Now I'm living in apartment building and I feel it's not comfortable. But um, now I don't have enough money to buy a house. So and in the apartment building and there is a Mons garden, Mons park. My daughter can play there. But in the future, I try to work to earn money to buy a house. It can be far from the center of my city, but I can go. But
Yeah, but I can commute to the center. Yeah, commute to the
yes,
center.
commute. Yes.
Commute. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing some of your ideas and places how you see or like where you see yourself living in the future. Some of the useful vocabulary that we focused on, for example, I like my privacy, I like personal space, I like having company. Kids share. Kids do homework at school, but adults do housework, work around the house. Independent, personal space, commute. I own a rental apartment. If you have an apartment that you rent, you can say, I own a rental apartment. So this is some of the feedback I wanted to share. We've looked at loads of differences today between living alone and sharing a place. So, everybody, what do you think? Can you use target vocabulary to talk about your living preferences?
Yes, I
Yes,
can.
Yes.
Yes, I
yes,
can.
okay.
Can you use grammar to talk about possibility and certainty?
Yes,
Yes.
Can you identify details when you listen to a conversation about where to live?
yes,
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So, don't forget your homework, E4, E5, and E6. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and found it useful. And I'll hope to see you all again in the future. So have a great evening and see you again. Thanks for all your hard work today.
Yeah, thank
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 you.
you
you,
so much.
teacher.
Bye.
Thank you.